The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals, proudly brings to you DW12's live from the Iracing Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This broadcast also being brought to you by TDA Motorsports, proudly brought to you by the Disabled American Veterans Association. Disabled American Veterans Association, DAV, also known as, is an all-volunteer, non-critical medical transport fleet to bring veterans to non-critical medical appointments. For more information on how you can get involved, go to dav.org. This broadcast also being brought to you by David Llewellyn and the DHL Express, Mr. Robert Lacavara and Convergent Composites, Mr. Hoot Baker, Joe Morganti's Lugnuts Hub, with promotional consideration paid for by Motorsports Graphic Designs. For all your in-sim graphical needs, you got something going through your mind, you want to see it on your race car? Motorsports Graphic Designs. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight. And it is with a heavy heart that I need to open this broadcast this way. The racing community lost arguably one of, if not the best, modified drivers of all time yesterday afternoon. Ted Christopher was on a private flight from Connecticut going to the Tour Mod race up in New York when the plane that he was in did crash in a wooded area near the Connecticut-New York border. Ted and the pilot both succumbed to injuries sustained in the crash, and we've lost Teddy Christopher. On behalf of the entire RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League, our thoughts and prayers go out to the entire Christopher family, the entire NASCAR modified fraternity, and the racing fraternity as a whole, knowing that Teddy was a beloved figure in the garage area. It was a tenacious competitor on the track, but you knew he was one of those guys that if you needed to ask a question regarding on track, Ted, I'm having a problem here, what should I do? Ted was going to always lead you in the right direction. So I would ask that you all join us in a moment of silence. Thoughts and prayers do go out to the Christopher family. And again, I do apologize for having to open this broadcast this way, but it is necessary. So DW12's here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, Iracing Iracing, RobertsTechJobs.com, Indy Speedway League. We saw Kevin Paskowicz go quick time in the hot lap session here, qualifying, getting ready to get underway. Cars starting to make their way out on track right now. Now we do want to thank you all for joining us again tonight after we took Labor Day off, and then last week was the infamous Week 13, so of course we took that off just because the iRacing servers don't like to play nice on Week 13. So to keep the rotation the way that it should be, we are picking it back up here on Sunday nights. Again, cars making their way out on track. Was hearing from drivers that the setup's going to be a challenge tonight. The recent updates to the tire model have definitely thrown us a curve, and it was kind of one of those last-minute deals that nobody picked up on, and you don't really feel it until you get multiple cars out on the track. But first couple of times starting to trickle in right now. As Brad Truex going quick time for the first couple of laps. Carlos Plaza, one of the rookies, is bumping him off there. So good to see Carlos making the most of his inaugural season here with the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. Let's go ahead and bring those up. So Mike Whitaker, the world's fastest hippie, showing why for a reason there. Going unofficial track record. Brad Truex comes back on him. Tyler Graff throwing one down, 24-6-22. So Graff, Truex, Whitaker, Plaza, and Ronnie Osmer running at your top 5 currently. A little over 7 minutes left in the qualifying session. Truex again back to the top of the board. 65 thousandths of a second over Tyler Graff. Ronnie Osmer laying one down, going second quick. Carlos Plaza coming back on Osmer. Whitaker throwing one down, going up back onto the front row. It's going to be a seesaw battle right now for qualifying. Less than a tenth of a second currently the spread between first and eighth. That's that's quite impressive when you think about it. Especially considering a lot of these guys took the time off, the 2 Sundays in a row off to spend time with family and just step away from iRacing. I know a lot of guys were getting a little antsy earlier this week, like what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And you saw the fields in the Thursday night RobertsTechJobs.com Pro Mazda Icebreaker Series swell a little bit over the last couple of weeks with Martinsville. No, I'm sorry, it was Thompson and Milwaukee the last 2 weeks. David Llewellyn laying down a lap, 24.549, unofficial track record for Llewellyn right now. Truex still sitting second quick, 8 thousandths back. Mike Whitaker 13 thousandths back off of him. Carlos Plaza another 27 thousandths back. And for those of you who don't understand what we're saying when we say how quick that is, you blink your eyes in 5 thousandths of a second. So think about that. It's almost the blink of an eye between Llewellyn and Truex on the front row. That's very impressive. So about 30 seconds left before we go to the pre-race drivers meeting here. And I'm being told by race control that I may have to do it. Sam having a mild case of food poisoning tonight. So, without much further ado, let's get that underway. All right, guys, real quick, thanks for coming out tonight. You all know the basic rules: no flaming, no fake pitting. Please don't try to scrub your tires. It just causes issues. We are asking that you call your pits under green prior to the exit of turn 2 on the lap you plan to pit on. Be on the apron prior to the entrance to turn 3. Please stay below the white line if you are entering or exiting the pits. Please stay above the white line at all of the other times. The only time we want to see you below that white line on the apron is if you're pitting or trying to avoid a wreck. Anyone caught down there trying to advance their position you're going to be in trouble with race control. But, just take it easy out there. We've had a couple of weeks off. Try to just feel the car out. You can't win it on the first lap, but you sure as hell can lose it. And all that's going to do is prolong this torture of, this great race that is going to happen tonight.
Okay, I'm finally here. Goddamn time. You guys can hear me all right?
Tony took care of your duties.
10-4.
We should wait like just 10 more minutes until the IndyCar race finishes.
Hard no. Let them suffer with their own dumpster fire. Great race.
This is the only IndyCar series that matters right now.
True story.
Pagano, Newgard, Power, Dixon, Castroneves.
Yeah, it looks like Newgarden's got the championship in sights right now.
And most laps led, pace car driver.
I think my sponsor, that's bullshit, for giving me a car to get the pole position.
All right, so that's going to do it for the pre-race shenanigans.
And I'm back in the field. Good to see you back there.
And we are going to ask that everybody join us in a moment of silence for the racing community lost Teddy Christopher last night, arguably one of the greatest modified drivers in the history of ever. So if you could join us in a moment of silence for that before we get going here, it'd be much appreciated. Thank you. So, David Llewellyn, Brad Truax, Mike Whitaker, Carlos Plaza, Quentin Young, Joe Morganti, Isaiah Dupree, Ronnie Osmer, Cody Eldred, and Tyler Graff rounding out your top 10. We're scrolling down through the rest of the cars that took time. For Sparks, Kevin Pasquich, John Napier, Creighton Carter, T.D. Adams, Josh Vincent, Johnny Antonucci, Bob Lacavara, Layla Wilson, Dylan Moskowitz, and Dominic Byrne, Jay McClendon, Jay Anderson, Greg Napier, and Jake Gordon and Nate Dean not taking time tonight. So, should be a fun one. Should be an interesting one. Got about a minute left if you need to use the little driver's room, ladies and gentlemen. As would like to remind you, you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So roughly 100 laps of scheduled distance here tonight, give or take, I believe. Don't quote me on that. 100 and something. I dropped the ball. I'm sorry. So a lot of close running towards the top of the field. I'm looking down through the qualifying, and a tenth of a second first to 13th. That's pretty damn amazing when you think about it. I mean, it doesn't get much closer than that. So, a couple new paint schemes tonight. So we get set up here. David Llewellyn going to lead him off the front row. Brad Truex sitting outside row number 1. As cars continuing to grid up here. Last few cars just waiting on them right now. 134 laps the scheduled distance. And I mentioned before that iRacing threw us a little bit of a curveball. They changed the tire model without really any warning. And as a member of the setup committee, I freely admit that I was part of how that ball got dropped. But it is what it is, and the drivers are raring to go here after having the last couple of weeks off. As, I know some of us have been playing on the dirt a little bit with the release of the UMP modified and the linear dirt track, as well as some tweaks to the dirt tire model, which have really, in my opinion, improved the racing. I'm sure Kevin Paskowicz and Layla Wilson will agree with me on that statement, as the three of us have just run countless races this past week on the dirt side. Looks like cars getting ready to roll off here, waiting on the pace car to move. There we go. And we are rolling at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway iRacing edition in the iRacing DW12s. Good to see all these cars back out on track, all these drivers that just... It's almost like a... How should I put this? And I use this term as loosely as I possibly can, because we do have a lady in the field, but it's like a fraternity or a kinship. Let's put it that way, that all these drivers have with each other. For the most part, they'll run you as hard as possible on the track, but off the track, everybody's friendly with everybody else for the most part. I mean, you've got a couple assholes, but normally he's up in the race booth, talking smack during the race. Oh wait, that's me. But yeah, it's good to see all these guys and gals back to doing what they love to do, and that's drive fast in open wheel race cars. As they make their way through the 3-4 complex, pace car getting ready to duck on off. Let's make sure I'm live. Yes, I am. As pace car makes that hard left turn, just missing the commitment cone. Field's in David Llewellyn's hands, and here we go from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Llewellyn getting a great jump right now. Whitaker able to go with him. Brad Truex getting hung out to dry there on the high side. I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. The most difficult place to restart a race is going to be outside row number 1, because yellow flag is out. Thank God this is a simulator. What in the blue hell just happened? That was Whitaker. Okay. What in the hell just happened as David Llewellyn goes on a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride? Let's go to a chase cam on that one. You see Whitaker on the high side, Llewellyn there. Whitaker just came down on him. Wow. Thank God this is a simulator, because that was definitely a basilar skull fracture waiting to happen. So, yeah, that was ugly. Wow. I don't know what else to say other than wow. Looks like a 2-car incident there. Whitaker back underway with Llewellyn still towing. So, like we said, 2-car incident there. Dylan Moskowitz looks like he was pitting to get a little bit of damage repaired on that one. As we see the yellow and purple of Miss Layla Wilson with her. No, you're not seeing things, folks. That actually is a fox on the front of Wilson's helmet. It is her spirit animal, and one of her teammates decided to put a fox head on the helmet for her. And if you look close, you'll see that there's actually fox eyes in the visor. So that's just a fun little quirk there on Wilson's car tonight. But back up towards the front, Brad Truax, Carlos Plaza, Quentin Young, Isaiah Dupree, Joe Morganti, all getting a helping hand when Whitaker and Llewellyn got together. And I'm being told that Mike Whitaker is going to be receiving the dreaded black flag because of the "you caused it, he had to tow, you're going to be starting behind him" rule. So Llewellyn currently 2 laps down, Whitaker on the tail end of the lead lap, but not for long. Looks like the light's getting ready to go out on the pace cars that cross the stripe. This time, maybe. We hope. Field working its way there now. There go the lights, and here we go again. Truax, Plaza, Young, Dupree, Morganti, Osmer, Eldred, Graff, Sparks, and Paskowitz, your top 10, as we are going to try to restart this puppy and stay green this time. A lot of young gunners up towards the front already, so it's going to be interesting to see if any of the old guard have anything for the new guard. Speaking of new guard, New Garden, last I knew, was leading the Sonoma race, for those of you who are interested. As they work their way down the back straightaway. Brad Truax currently running on a team of his own. Carlos Plaza, a team of his own. Quentin Young, a team of his own. Then you got Isaiah Dupree running for NLR. Ronnie Osmer running for Evolution Racing. Joe Morganti running for, I am sorry, Joe, I'm drawing a blank on what you guys are calling the team this year. Get mad at me after the race, but I do apologize.
Green, green, green.
All I do know is that Joe is one of the supporters of the stock car Extreme stock car team owner racing sim that is currently again getting ready for beta testing. For more information on how you can do that, you can join their Patreon site. At least I believe it's beta testing. If I am mistaken on the beta test part, I do apologize, but I do know that the crew on that is working very hard. John Napier and his crew are doing what they can to get that taken care of. Back up in front, though, Brad Truax showing the way. Carlos Plaza right behind him. And here comes Quentin Young. Young and Osmer battling it out with Isaiah Dupree right now. It's Dupree up in third, running the, I believe that's, yeah, that does kind of look like it. I believe that's a James Hunt tribute scheme on Dupree's car. Don't quote me on that, though. A little deeper in the pack, Joe Morganti and Forrest Sparks going side by side. That's your battle for 9th right now. Morganti on the high side. Sparks had the preferred line on the inside. Just takes the spot from him. As Tyler Graff and Cody Eldred side by side. They're right behind, I believe that's Kevin Paskowicz. And that's Quentin Young in the what looks like the Hesketh paint scheme. Eldred blinks a little bit as they go into the 1-2 complex. Truax continuing to show the way. Isaiah Dupree getting hung out to dry. Ronnie Osmer making some moves. Osmer running for hurricane relief this week. You see the Texas flag on the side of his car and the Florida flag on the other side. So for more information on how you can get involved in the Hurricane Relief Fund, go to the Red Cross website and click on the link marked Hurricane Relief Fund. As Osmer trying to get the Hurricane going like a freight train right now on that high side. He's got a little bit of help with Isaiah Dupree right behind him. And we've got a little bit of a breakaway forming here. The first 8 cars are really starting to gap Forrest Sparks. It's Osmer and Plaza running side by side. Paskowicz and Eldred pinned down low on that. I'm sorry, that's Graff pinned down low behind Paskowicz. Really nowhere to go. No quarter asked for, no quarter given right now. As these guys are racing tooth and nail. And Paskowicz, of course, running the Mighty and the pH Aware colors. pH Aware pulmonary hypertension awareness, and the Mighty is as we watched, I believe that was David Llewellyn getting caught up in another one. Let's, no caution comes out. Let's take a look at what happened with Llewellyn there. Almost kills a lot of people, but was able to miss everybody. Wow. That had the makings of something ugly. Truax continuing to show the way. Now, we saw Brad make his debut last season, but he didn't run a whole ton of races with us. And he's got the rookie Carlos Plaza right behind him in the 020. Ronnie Osmer still trying to get that high side to work. Might have a little bit of help from Quentin Young right now for your battle for 3rd, starting to heat up. As Paskowicz and Dupree bump wheels going through turn 3. We're back live now. And being told Dylan Moskowitz has a ping that's off the charts right now, so he's being told to drop back because he was blinking quite profusely. Strange Nuts Motorsports. That's Joe Morganti, John Napier, and Greg Napier. That is who is developing the stock car simulator game. You ever wondered what it would be like to be Rick Hendrick or Richard Childress or Roger Penske, Jack Roush? That's what this game is all about, giving you the idea of what it's going to be like to manage your own stock car team. John Napier and the team currently in development of that. For more information on how you can get involved, go to their Patreon site and donate. As we're currently watching the battle for fourth right now, it's Osmer and Young side by side. Young just with the power move, keeping his foot in it, keeping it wound up on the high side. Getting the high side to work a little bit as he pulls up next to the rookie Carlos Plaza, still trying to keep it up there on the high side. Going to have a little bit of help with Ronnie Osmer. Osmer has been impressive on the high side as of yet. Working with Quentin Young right now. They're going to try to make a move on the two young gunners. Plaza slips up. Young sees him coming, though. Oh, that ended poorly. What in the blue heck just happened? We're going to go to a chase cam on Paskowicz's car here. It looks like Osmer just came down on him. Again, this is a replay, folks. They go through the 1-2 complex. You see Osmer on the high side there in the 55. No. Well, it was part from column A, part from column B. Paskowicz came up, Osmer came down. They met in the middle, and yeah, that ended poorly. Meanwhile, up in front, Quentin Young has the lead. We are back live for the moment. Young making that high side work. Isaiah Dupree. I believe we're just seeing green flag stops start to happen. You see Creighton Carter going down pit road. Brad Truex going down pit road. It's time for green flag stops. So it looks like about 25, 26 laps is about all you're going to be able to get out of a boat of fuel here. And as they're coming up on the now lap car of Ronnie Osmer. Young, Dupree, Eldred, Carlos Plaza dropping back. And here come the leaders. Just barely getting it down to speed and time. Plaza staying out. Did he save enough fuel? It looks like so. As Plaza now bringing it pit side. That's going to hand the lead of the race over to the rookie Layla Wilson, and it's you folks have no idea how weird it is for me to call Layla a rookie, considering she has more iRacing experience than probably anyone else in the field. Actually, probably any 5 drivers combined. She is now leading her first RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League race as she brings it pit side now. So green flag stops happening. Wilson doing a masterful job to get it down to speed. Charging into the pit, she's going to have one of the first pit stalls. The question is, can she hit her marks? And what type of stop are we looking at here? Hits the marks, perfect. Dylan Moskowitz blows past his pits. Wilson down and underway. A 6.7 second stop for Wilson. Young up to speed already. Wilson dropping like a stone. Back to 10th after that. As we watch Young and Graff battling it out right now. That's your battle for the lead. Give that lap to Tyler Graff in the inside. A lot of battling early here. Graff, Young, Plaza, Carter, Dupree, Eldred, Truax, Vincent, Gordon, and Morganti, your top 10 after that round of green flag stops. Still watching Quentin Young try to work that high side. Tyler Graff still showing the way in that MGD 77. Again, for all your in-sim graphical needs, go to Motorsports Graphic Design. You got something going through your mind, you want to see it on your race card? Give Tyler Graff a shout. Motorsports Graphic Designs currently showing the way right now as we're working lap 33 of 134, closing in on the 100 to go mark. And these guys are really starting to put some distance between themselves and Carlos Plaza. Even though they're running side by side, the gap is increasing from second place currently Quentin Young to Carlos Plaza in third. Right now we're watching the looks like there's a battle going on between Dominic Byrne and Greg Napier. Wilson starting to make some moves right now. She goes to the high side of Joe Morganti. That's one of your closest battles on the track right now. That is your battle for the number 10 spot. 4 cars in the view right there. Wilson gets pinned down, uses the bump draft a little bit. The Irish assassin Dominic Byrne gives her some room. Wilson trying to figure out how to get by Morganti without killing everybody, as they are quickly approaching. I believe that's Jake Gordon directly in front of them. No, that's Josh Vincent. I'm sorry. Wilson still keeping it wound up on the high side. And Carlos Plaza has caught Quentin Young. Plaza has put that second group on his shoulders and is marching towards the front right now. Plaza currently in second, Young in third. As we see Tyler Graff chasing it down the hill, caught that apron coming off of turn 4. Had to take a little bit of evasive action. I think somebody may have soiled themselves. As David Llewellyn trying to march back towards the front, getting one of his laps back the hard way. 3 wide's not the way to do it, though, especially not here at Vegas. Even with the progressive banking, it's still going to be very difficult to make that third line work. It's hard enough to get the second line to get going. Graff, Plaza, Young, Carter, Eldred, your top 5. You see them all in that camera shot right there. And you also see David Llewellyn in shot right there. 4 laps down currently. Currently working lap 42 of 134. See Eldred trying to get the high side to work on Creighton Carter. You see Carter right in front of him there. Carter gets pushed high from Quentin Young. A little bit of sketchiness going on there. Young just running Creighton Carter straight up the hill. Carter dives to the inside. Young's got to give him room because he's already got a car there. Young leaning on, that's the rookie, Carlos Plaza. Plaza with the preferred line. Young still leaning on him, though. And Plaza maintains the spot at the stripe.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
And there's Creighton Carter. Who was that? Jake Gordon. What happened to Jake? Wow. Let's see that again. Looks like the 13. Josh Vincent. Let's go to a chase cam. And Jake just stuffs it hard. Now, watch the tail section here. Just no contact. Didn't appear to be any contact there. That was I watched again here. We're getting ready to pause it. Still see no contact. And Gordon's car just goes around. He tried to save it, but just stuffs it into the safer barrier. 50-50 truck grind there on the safer barrier. Everybody does their best job taking evasive actions to get around him. And that's going to play out quite well because everybody was getting ready to make another round of green flag stops here coming up. And apparently I missed it, but not sure what the heck's going on here. But Carlos Plaza being shown as the leader of the race. So we're going to see what happened here. You see Plaza in the safe zone, way down on the apron, just trying to stay the hell out of the way. Not sure what all is taking place here. So it looks like Plaza won the race off pit road. So good on you, rookie. Looks like Mike Whitaker receiving the lucky dog under that caution. It's going to put him back on the lead lap. So Carlos Plaza winning the race off pit road. Tyler Graff, Creighton Carter, Quentin Young, Isaiah Dupree, Cody Eldred, Brad Truax, Josh Vincent, Dominic Byrne, and Joe Morganti rounding out your top 10. David Llewellyn looks like he's staying out to get the wave around. So looks like Lights go out on the pace cars. The field starts to form up 2 by 2. Plaza, Graff, Carter, Young, Dupree, Eldred, Truax, Vincent, Byrne, and Morganti, your top 10. As we are currently working, we'll get the green working lap, starting lap 50 of 134. And you folks are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. Carlos Plaza, the rookie, currently showing the way right now as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. Let me make sure that I am live, just because reasons. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. The field's going to be in Plaza's hands.
Green flag, green flag.
And Plaza just dumps the hammer. Creighton Carter, Tyler Graff, and Quentin Young. No love lost between those three. As Carter currently working on the rookie. And Plaza showing the way. Carter right on his transmission tunnel. Quentin Young trying to get that outside to start working again. Going to try to keep the momentum up. Plaza, Carter, Graff, Young, and Dupree. So 3 NLR drivers in the top 5. You tell me that team isn't going for the team championship this season, I'll call you a liar to your face. And it's only a matter of time before they just swallow that rookie up. Carter just riding behind Plaza right now. And the rookie better not look in his mirror too much, because he's got a whole gaggle of hungry wolves right behind him. As you watch that 11-car breakaway start to really gap the gap 12th right now. And just as I say that, they're starting to make a run. They're starting to come back on this group.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, that sounded ugly. Greg Napier pointing the wrong way on a one-way street. Let's see what happened with Greg here. I'll back that up about 15 seconds. Just gets up in the loose stuff, comes down. And actually, it looks like Greg may have been a victim of circumstance there. It's like Oh, it's his father that got up into the loose stuff. Thanks, Dad. Bob Lacavaro with a little bit of crinkle in his car. Dylan Moskowitz getting through there. Terry Adams getting through there. Who was the other car? Johnny Antonucci being a victim of circumstance in that one. Watch Antonucci in the white car. You see John just brush the wall, come down, and collect all three of them. So, tough break for Antonucci. Greg and John Napier. And it looks like Creighton Carter taking it down pit road. Quentin Young going with him. Cody Eldridge staying out. Truax staying out. Making his return to the league, Jay McClendon staying out. I haven't seen Jay recently. For those of you who aren't aware, Jay is one of our firefighters, and he's been at the fire barn every time we've tried to hold a race as of late. So it's good to see Jay making his return. As those who did go down pit road, Creighton Carter winning that race off pit road. And there you see it there. Carter, Young. John Napier being told he's getting an EOL. That's going to let Isaiah Dupree by him. You see the Irish Assassin, Dominic Byrne, running the Irish Facebook colors tonight. Being told Dom actually works for Facebook, so good on you there. Can you fix everything that's wrong with it and get back to us on that? Just kidding. I love to hate Facebook. Or is it I hate to love Facebook? I forget which. But Plaza staying out, McClendon staying out, Cody Eldred going down pit road this time. And Plaza's going to lead him back to green again. So if this stays green longer than about 10 laps, Carlos Plaza might be in trouble. $75 laps to go in this little beauty here. Okay, so I'm being told that the 99 didn't appreciate the call there for having caused that last caution and annihilating two cars. He's going to like the next call even worse because, unfortunately, Greg had to tow, so that means he went 2 laps down, which means John gets to go 2 laps down. So, when it rains, it pours. Lights are out on the pace car. Carlos Plaza, Jay McClendon, Quentin Young, Creighton Carter, Isaiah Dupree, Dominic Byrne, Josh Vincent, Tyler Graff, Layla Wilson, and Ronnie Osborne rounding out your top 10 as we are 74 laps to go in this little beauty. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. Plaza's going to lead him back to green. Jay McClendon running the Net Scout Harley Davidson number 22 on the high side. As the unenviable task of trying to keep with him. McClendon tries to go with him. Creighton Carter gets a better jump. McClendon and Carter side by side for second as Plaza is down the road. And this is the difference between fresh shoes and shoes that have 16 laps on them. And you see Dominic Byrne working the high side now. McClendon in all sorts of trouble. He's got Creighton Carter, he's got Dominic Byrne, he's got Tyler Graff right there. It's Creighton Carter working the high side right now against Carlos Plaza. Plaza with the preferred line through the 1-2 complex. Creighton Carter trying to get that outside line to work. Looks like he's going to try to slingshot him here down the back straightaway. McClendon hanging tough in third, though. So far, has fended off battles from both Quentin Young and Dominic Byrne. Byrne just biding his time right now, sitting in fourth, just trying to save some fuel for later on in this run, I think. As we are working the 66 this time, lap 66 across the stripe. There we go, starting lap 66 right now of 134. And we've got another car into the wall. Or not. That was Ronnie Osmer flirting with disaster up there on the way high side. 3 wide is not going to work this early. Currently watching the battle for 6th right now. And all this fighting in front has allowed Layla Wilson to start to reel these guys back in. And Wilson has a lot of help. She's got her teammate Kevin Paskowitz right behind her. Now, those of you who did follow us last season, Paskowitz missed Daytona and was still able to qualify for both chases. So if anybody knows how to wheel these cars around this place, it's definitely Paskowitz. And he's working with Layla, who has admittedly not had a lot of big track experience in open wheel stuff. She does a lot of sprint car racing and pavement modifieds, but not so much with the downforce cars, as she calls them. But holding her own right now. Another one is holding his own is the other rookie up here in the top 10, and that is Carlos Plaza. Creighton Carter is all over his trans tunnel, and Plaza just calm, cool, and collected, just clicking off the laps right now. Apparently not paying attention to the wolf pack that's in his mirror. You see Josh Vincent working his way into the top 10 as well. Josh sat out quite a bit last season. Good to have Josh back with the league right now. As he's working the inside, trying to get the spot away from Creighton Carter, or Quentin Young. As Young working the high side right now against Wilson. Keeping it wound up against 2. Vincent gives Wilson a little bit of a bump draft down the back straightaway. Wilson with the preferred line. Young, though, keeping it wound up on the high side. Going to get the spot away. And for those of you who've never bump drafted in an Indy car, it is one of the most bizarre feelings on the planet the first time it happens. And all hell breaks
Yellow,
loose.
yellow, yellow.
Burn involved. Let's go and see what happened there. Thank God this is a simulator. Good grief. See Burn on the low side there, McClendon on the high side. Burn catches the apron, has to chase it up the track. And unfortunately, Jay McClendon was there. McClendon, just victim of circumstance at that point, comes back up into traffic, just tags Creighton Carter. I'm sorry, that's Isaiah Dupree in the 93. Dupree nowhere to go. Yeah, that was just... That had the makings of being the big one. Everybody doing a masterful job of snaking their way through there. Looks like everybody except the world's fastest hippie Mike Whitaker is coming down pit road this time. And I believe that's Mike's teammate, Mr. Bob Lacavara, in the 5, staying out as well. And here is the battle off pit road. Looks like Plaza, Carter, Osmer, Young, Graff, and Wilson. That's going to be your order coming off of pit road. So Pinnacle Motorsports sitting 1 and 2 right now with the lone Booze brother in the field. David Llewellyn sitting behind them on the track. However, David 4 laps down right now. And just the paint schemes on Mike Whitaker's car, just, I love them. I don't know what else to say about them, but I love those paint schemes. As Whitaker brings it down pit side, that's going to hand the lead of the race over to Bob Lacavara. And unfortunately for David, Bob's going to deny him the wave around. Oh, not good at all. As the lights go out, the lights do not go out on the pace car. Field's starting to form up early, though. I believe we're on 2 to go right now. Bob Lacavara going to be bringing us back to green. With 59 laps to go, just past the halfway part. Lacavara 17 laps on his stint. He's only got about 10 more laps in the tank before that thing's going to run dry. It worked for Carlos Plaza last time. Let's see how well it works for Bob this time. You got Lacavara, Plaza, Carter, Osmer, Young, Graff, Wilson, Vincent, Morganti, and Kevin Pasquich rounding out the top 10. And I'm being told that the 99 is taking it behind the wall. So lights go out on the pace car. Field starts to form up 2 by 2. Lacavara and Plaza on the front row. Creighton Carter, Ronnie Osmer, 2 of the young gunners sitting in row number 2. Field works their way down the back straightaway. Again, we are going to be 57 to go when we do go back to green. Would like to take this moment to thank the awesome people at robertstechjobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to robertstechjobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. As we are currently working lap 77, we'll go green working lap 78 of 134 here at the iRacing version of the Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the iRacing version of the DW12. Tony Trapasso up in the broadcast booth, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett over in race control tonight. And how I do not envy Sam's job over there. And Lacavara gets a little sketchy, but drops the hammer, jumps out to a good lead. Carlos Plaza goes with him. Osmer sneaking into fourth right now. Here comes Quentin Young and Tyler Graff. Creighton Carter pushing the daylights out of Plaza right now. Is Osmer working the high side on Graff right now. As Vincent goes to the inside of Osmer, here comes Wilson and Paskowicz. Bob Lacavara getting freight trained as he gets pushed up to the high side. Young goes by. Here comes Tyler Graff to the inside. Here comes the cavalry in the form of Ronnie Osmer trying to work with the veteran. Almost three wide there for a moment. And Lacavara's into the wall. Just got into the marbles, could not turn it. Just barely getting it down onto pit road. Let's go to the replay and see what happened there as we stay green. Looks like the push from Osmer, Osmer didn't lift early enough to let Bob try to make the corner. As you see Dominic Byrne go zipping by, just barely missing it. That's going to give the lead over to Carlos Plaza right now. As we are back live, you see Josh Vincent going to the low side. Paskowicz on a move right now. Paskowicz currently getting the high side to work. And something you can't be afraid to do here in the IndyCars is try to get that high side to work. You can sometimes get the run and keep the momentum wound up on the top side. Looks like Layla Wilson may have caught the apron, I'm being told. Plaza, Carter, Young, Graff, Paskowicz, Osmer, Vincent, Gordon, Morganti, and Eldred, your top 10. It's Morganti and Jake Gordon fight it out. Back up at the front, Carlos Plaza continuing to show the way. Masterful performance so far out of the rookie. And who is that going through for a spin? It was not Ronnie Osmer. Who was it? I don't see anybody not up to speed. So apparently that was an optical delusion on my part. So if you like the action that you're seeing here tonight, folks, and you want to know how you can get involved, go ahead and drop a comment below. We also do ask that you drop a like and thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel here for all your RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League action. The Sunday night DW12s, the Tuesday night IR05 series, or Dallara 2011, or Circa 2011 as iRacing refers to them. And the Thursday night RobertsTechJobs.com Icebreaker Pro Mazda Series. If you are looking to get out on track and you're not a real-life IndyCar driver, we are going to ask that you run at least a handful of races in the Pro Mazda Series just so you can get used to the intensity and the close wheel-to-wheel action that these drivers are going to experience here in the big cars. Just go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing screen name, and we will try to get you added to the RobertsTechJobs.com Pro Mazda Icebreaker Series on Thursday nights. Sessions go up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. As Paskowicz move into the inside of Creighton Carter right now. That is your battle for second. Paskowicz wisely letting out of it. A little early to being overly aggressive, so Paskowicz, discretion being the better part of valor, just lets him go. Here comes Carter on the high side of Plaza. That may have just been the fire that Creighton Carter needed to be lit under his backside to get him going forward. As he knows Paskowicz is hungry. Paskowicz had a win on the last season, wants to punch his ticket early this season to get into the chase. You see a whole gaggle of cars right there within striking distance. Paskowicz and Young fighting it out for third. Young keeping it wound up on the high side. One of the masters of doing that around here in the open wheel stuff. And Plaza continuing to show the way. Young wanting that high side, using the draft right now to stay within striking distance of Plaza. And it looks like Bob Lacavara on the high side. Yes, it is. Bob lapped down after catching the wall earlier. And into the wall again goes Bob Lacavara.
Yellow, yellow.
Looks like Josh Vincent involved in that one. Let's take a look at what happened here. You see Lacavara up there on the high side. Just wow. What is it with Josh Vincent catching more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games? That's the second week in a row we've watched him do it. Or second race in a row, I should say. Because he did the same thing at Daytona as well. You see Bob get up into the gray stuff there. Here's he's 3 wide. A little bit of contact there. Wow. That was... Let's go to the chase cam on that. As Joe Morganti just puts a wheel into Bob. So, he's waiting on race control, and Sam is watching the replay intently right now as Cody Eldred gets handed the lead of the race. So I'm being told they're pinning that one on Isaiah Dupree. As you just saw right there, Dupree threw a side pod into Morganti, which is what caused Morganti to go up into Lacavara. And then, of course, Lacavara bounced off the wall, came down, and annihilated Josh Vincent. So, yeah. That's a thing that happened. So Cody Eldred finally bringing it down pit side. Going to hand the lead of the race back over to Carlos Plaza. Quentin Young sitting in second. Kevin Pasquich, Creighton Carter, Isaiah Dupree, Tyler Graff, Joe Morganti, Layla Wilson, Johnny Antonucci, and Brad Truax rounding out your top 10. And two members of Team 3 must get beers right there in the camera shot as you see Eldred and his teammate, the Irish Assassin, Mr. Dominic Byrne, both taking it down pit side at the same time. So, currently Greg Napier, Forrest Sparks, John Napier, and it looks like Jay McClendon has gone behind the wall. And Terry Adams getting back his lost lap there. So that puts two members of Pinnacle Motorsports back on the lead lap. And it looks like we've lost Dylan Moskowitz. Field forms up 2 by 2. We're going to make sure that we are live for this one. It's Carlos Plaza going to lead him back to green one more time. As we have 38 laps to go. So we have not seen the money stop yet, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot make it from here, but somebody's bound to try. Carlos Plaza, Quentin Young, Kevin Pasquich, Creighton Carter, Tyler Graff, Joe Morganti, Johnny Antonucci, Layla Wilson, Mike Whitaker, and Brad Truax rounding out your top 10. Not necessarily in that order. I see Whitaker on the high side there. So after that early oops, Whitaker has climbed all the way back into the top 10. Started outside row number 1. And we don't call him the world's fastest hippie for nothing. Plaza getting ready to dump the hammer here. And he goes a little bit early. Quentin Young caught sleeping. Kevin Pasquich gets a great jump from inside row number 2. Blanks going into 1. Gets it sorted out, though. Plaza, Pasquich, Young, Graff, and Carter, your top 5. Here comes Wilson to the high side of Joe Morganti. She's got Brad Truax to her inside right now. So I do stand corrected. That was not Morganti. That was Truax she was fighting with. Pasquich to the high side, though, up in front. Got some help with some NLR cars behind him. Quentin Young right down on that white line. Pasquich trying to keep it wound up. Plaza with the preferred line through the tri-oval. Pasquich squeezing Quentin Young a little bit. Pasquich going to use the side draft coming out of turn 2. Ducks in behind Young this time. F side drafting. He's just going to flat out draft him. Whitaker on the high side getting freight trained right now. Dropping back like a rock. Quentin Young using the draft right now, getting ready to make a run off of turn 2, it looks like. As they come through the 1-2 complex, Young swings high. Paskowicz looks to the low side. Young with a man on his own island right now. No drafting help whatsoever for Quentin Young. Whereas we've seen Paskowicz, Graf, and Morganti work together before. So I'm thinking if those 3 guys can get hooked up, it's gonna spell trouble for the 2 out front right now with Plaza and Young. Plaza, the rookie, continuing to show the way. Most laps led so far as we are closing in on 30 to go. Handful of more laps, and we may possibly see some guys bringing it down pit side. Now the question is, did anybody experiment early to see if you can double stint tires around here? That's the question right now. As Joe Morganti just, wow. Oh!
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
What happened there? Morganti gets the inside of Graf and just loses it. Let's go to the chase cam. See Morganti with a run on the inside. Graf goes high. Morganti slips up a little bit. And just doesn't come off the gas. See contact there. And Morganti just spins. And Wilson catches a race car to the face. So she had a top 10 run going. Question is, can she climb back up into it? So let's see if we can see any damage on Wilson's car right now. Let's try that again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that nose cone needs to be replaced. So Wilson catching back up here. Looks like the field all going down pit road there. As you see Wilson getting that nose cone fixed. Plaza winning the race off pit road again. And it's gonna be close. It's gonna be real close.
User was moved to your
As a matter of fact, it's gonna be so close. I'm gonna grab my normal broadcasting partner. I'm opening the window right now to the race booth. Hi Sam, how you doing?
I've had better days. Let's just say that.
Well, I was just thinking, I was looking at how many laps there are left to go, and we saw a couple guys go 27 laps on that opening rip. Does anybody gamble right now is the big question that I have.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people pushing forward at this point. I mean, KP's up there. He could be taking a gamble right now.
Oh, you got KP up there. You got Layla up there. So, kudos to our two phenomenal motorsports teammates under normal circumstances. I know we've got to stay partial, but anytime somebody running for a charity is, up towards the front, I'm going to pull for them to do well.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Layla was Layla's up there, but she was involved in that last incident. She just had to get
a new nose cone.
Yeah, she just had to go and get a new nose cone, but she still managed to keep it in 7th though, which is amazing.
Well, I'm still surprised that they didn't have to replace her helmet after that one, because that new fox head helmet that she's got is kind of sharp looking.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But if it's me, 27 laps to go, I'm probably going to gamble this one.
Yeah, I mean, if Layla's been down pit road to get a new nose cone, then she's more than likely taking tyres and fuel. So, yeah, she's going to be taking a gamble right now and trying to see if she can make it to the end on that one tank of fuel.
And there's two people that I would never count out in a fuel mileage race. Cody Eldred is the other one. Mike Whitaker being, of course, the world's fastest hippie, currently sitting in 8th, with Eldred sitting in 9th. So this could get interesting as the lights go out on the pace car, and I'll let you get back down to the race control booth, bud.
Yeah, Mike's done really well to recover from that early penalty he had to get back up there in the top 10. So I'll be looking at him with eager eyes near the end of the race.
Now, do you want to stay here, Sam, or do you want to get moved back down?
I want to drop back down. I like the leather seats in that room.
See how you are? You guys got all the luxuries over in the race control booth. I'll see you after the race, bud.
Okay.
User was moved out of your channel.
So my normal broadcast partner, Sam Cooper Bennett, relaxing again in the luxury of the race control booth while I'm sweating balls out here in the broadcast booth. This doesn't seem right. Pace car getting ready to duck on off as we're going to watch Carlos Plaza lead him to green one more time.
Green, green, green.
And Quentin Young gets jacked up by Creighton Carter. Pasquich to the inside, up into the number 2 spot. Quentin Young's got Ronnie Osmer all over him, squeezing Osmer down. Finally gives him the spot going into 3. Probably knew that was going to end poorly for both of them if one of them didn't lift. And Pasquich right in the slipstream right now of Plaza. And the question is, who's going to save, and can they save enough? 24 laps to go right now. Plaza showing the way, punching the big hole in the air. Pasquich right in his slipstream, looking not to make the move yet. And then Quentin Young taking the long way around. So the question is, who's got enough? As we're about to find out. It'll be 22 laps to go this time across the stripe. Plaza continuing to show the way. The masterful drive for the rookie this tonight. Kevin Pasquich, who qualified for both chases last season, currently sitting in 2nd place. Ronnie Osmer, who got a late season call-up and didn't have enough races in to qualify for the chases, but had some wins. As we watch Pasquich blink a little bit. Osmer is currently sitting in 3rd. Plaza doing everything he can to stay out front right now. Has a hungry pack of wolves right behind him, so this could get interesting. And the top 8 are starting to gap. Osmer looks like he might be trying to save some fuel as well, sitting right there in Pascowich's slipstream. 19 to go. Who has enough fuel from this point? And when we saw some 27, 28 lap runs earlier with a caution in the middle, the question is who saved enough under those caution laps to be able to make this work? As we see Osmer just get arrow push and up the track, he went,
Yellow flag is
and
out.
Quentin Young just turned Kevin Paskowicz. Wow. That really changes the lay of this land. Because I dare say, if they save enough under this caution, they can make it from here. Waiting on the pace car as they just idle the cars around the track. Osmer taking it down pit road. Let's see, Osmer going down pit road, Wilson going down pit road. A whole slew of cars going down pit road. Carlos Plaza staying out, Mike Whitaker staying out. TD Adams back on the lead lap, another name that we haven't really mentioned a lot tonight, driving for the Disabled American Veterans. DAV is an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. More information on how you can get involved, go to dav.org. As Adams had some early problems, but got the lucky dog, now currently sitting in third. However, he does have the oldest tires out there, 16 laps in with 17 laps to go. Now, for those of you doing the high-powered Gazintas with me, that's 33 laps of ask on that fuel tank. As Adams taking it pit side now for a little splash. That's going to hand third over to Cody Eldred. So Mike Whitaker currently showing why he is the defending DW12 Series champion, sitting in second place. And you got Carlos Plaza showing the way, Mike Whitaker, Cody Eldred, Ronnie Osmer, Jake Gordon, Johnny Antonucci, Isaiah Dupree, Layla Wilson, Dylan Moskowitz, and Brad Truax rounding out your top 10. And it looks like we're going to get the green with about 14 to go. So this could get interesting. And again, for more information on how you can get involved in the robertstechjobs.com Indy Speedway League, go ahead and drop a comment below with your iRacing screen name, and we'll get you added to the Thursday Night Pro Mazda Icebreaker Series. Unless you are a real-world IndyCar or Formula One driver, we're probably going to ask you to run a handful of races there regardless, just to make sure that you know how to handle the car in the tight confines that is short or open-wheel racing. And then, you know, the competition committee will meet and okay, this person, and this person, seem to be understanding what we're looking for out of them, and off we go. So, again, just drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as we're going to get the green with 14 to go. Currently working 15 to go. Lap 120 of 134. As we are working caution number 7. Currently 34 laps of caution, so not too bad so far. Knock wood. And the rookie Carlos Plaza has led the majority of them. Carlos is really starting to impress right now. As the pace car is getting ready to duck on off as they come through the 3-4 complex. And here we go. Plaza drops the hammer. Whitaker tries to go with him. Has to deal with Eldred and Ronnie Osmer right now. Eldred was the first ever champion in the RobertStackJobs.com Indy Speedway League, winning the Season 1 IR05 championship. And did qualify for the chase last season. As a matter of fact, went rather deep into the chase. Mike Whitaker winning the first DW12 season championship. Plaza right now is just starting to walk away. He's got Eldred there with him. Jake Gordon, another name that we haven't heard too much tonight, second generation driver out of Indiana, starting to make his presence felt. Eldred trying to get that high side to work, as he's seen so many do before him. Keeping it wound up, giving plenty of space though. As we are currently 12 to go. Plaza continuing to show the way. Plaza, Gordon, Eldred, Osmer, Dupree, Antonucci, Whitaker, Moskowitz, Wilson, Paskowitz, your top 10. So Paskowitz, after getting spun, was able to rebound to get into the top 10, currently working with his teammate Layla Wilson. Meanwhile, up in the front, these guys know it's crunch time as we are 10 to go. Plaza continuing to show the way right now. Protecting the daylights out of that low side. Plaza knows where he's got to put that car. And Gordon doing everything he can to try to get by him. As Dylan Moskowitz is strobe lighting right now. Gordon trying to figure out a way to do this without killing everybody. Currently sitting in second. Carlos Plaza just holding him off. As we watch Quentin Young work the outside of Wilson right now. That's Wilson and Truax. Paskowitz and Wilson trying to work together to get back closer to the front as we are 6 to go. 5 to go. Wilson with a hell of a shove on her teammate right there. Unfortunately, she has to back out of it. That gives Young a run. Tyler Graff right there within striking distance as well. Meanwhile, back up in the front, Plaza continuing to show the way as we are 4 to go. Make that 3. Plaza, Gordon, Osmer, Eldred, Dupree, your top 5. You see them all there within the camera shot on occasion.
Yellow flag is out.
And that's the race. What the hell happened? And Terry Adams is looking a little worse for wear there. Let's see what happened there. Brad Truax involved, that's for certain. Joe Morganti getting caught up in it. Let's see what just gets hooked by Tyler Graff. We're going to go to the chase cam on that. Right. Let's go to the chase cam on Graff. Yeah, Graff came up. So, looking for, not seeing him. Not seeing him at all. All right, so Carlos Plaza not there. Well then. As the white flag comes out, Carlos Plaza going to take home his first victory in the league. Unfortunately, he's not in TeamSpeak, so we're not going to be able to get an interview with him. All right. So, and that's what we wanted. So we pull the standings up. Carlos Plaza, Jake Gordon, Ronnie Osmer, Cody Eldred, Mike Whitaker rounding, Isaiah Dupree rounding out your top 5. Then we got Mike Whitaker, Johnny Antonucci, Dylan Moskowitz, Quentin Young, Kevin Paskowitz rounding out your top 10. Layla Wilson, Tyler Graff, Creighton Carter, Brad Truax, and TD Adams. Your last cars on the lead lap. So, as we take the standings back down off the page, we watch Carlos Plaza celebrate. Like I said, unfortunately, he's not in TeamSpeak. And I'm currently trying to put out a fire in the competition committee chat. So, that being said, you have been watching a presentation of the RobertStechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertStechJobs.com is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertStechJobs.com and let Bill know that the ISL sent you. For Sam Cooper Bennett over in Race Control, for Bill Roberts, for Alex Green, this is Tony Trapasso saying we will see you Tuesday night. Have a good night.